Yeah, I've been in the swamp since I was 9 years old. And must have been about, I was probably 13. I brought a dude in here called one of my friends. And we seen this damn eye across the damn canal. Turned the light on, and we were shooting them neutrals. Neutrals got a little bitty eye. And I said, look, I told myself, we turn the light on the eye, we'll count to 3 and shoot it. The deer. We did, shot it, had to swim across the canal to get to the other side. Got to the other side, looked down the ground, and knew that deer was gonna be laying there. And when we got there, I looked up and seen how high the trees was.
And they look up and they see this 12-foot monkey.
And a friend of mine, I looked at him, he was about 20 foot away from me, and his hair was standing up like the Three Stooges on his head. And he says, do you see what I see? I said, does it have anything to do with the trees? He said, yeah, they're too tall. I said, I know. We both got scared and went back across the canal. That was 13, probably 13 years old. That.
It was a scary looking monkey down there. Oh, this thing was hairy. His eyes was slanted, and it made a noise like a hog, like a pig, you know? And Shelby don't really lie or nothing about what he says. It's always true, you know?
I was small, and I went behind my parents' house to the creek I was back there playing with my dog. I had a little poodle, and I saw this thing. I could hear this thing coming through the woods, and it was knocking down little pine trees, like little rotten pine trees, and it was like a huge, it looked like I guess what they call the Bigfoot. And I remember my dog beat me back to the house. I was terrified.
Well, a monkey in the swamp is a true legend. They do have a monkey here, and it's got a family. They also really have Sasquatch, and I know people don't ever believe that, but until you see it, you'll believe it.
It looked like it was a big, hairy, it looked like it was huge. It looked like it was 10 feet tall to me, and hair everywhere, and just a beast.
But it is spooky, because that's when the big monkey comes out and runs you off. And I call it Sasquatch. I believe in it, and I done seen what I seen. So if they said ain't no such thing as it, come on down here and I'll prove it is.
I got 21. I brought my cousin back there and another friend who was in the same canal, same place in the canal. And I shined that light up, and there's one big eye, just like it was before. And I grabbed my 22, and then he started turning his head, and I grabbed my 20 gauge, and Timmy Joe, my cousin, said, shoot him.
Kept saying, shoot him, shoot him.
It had that one eye, Timmy Joe saying, shoot it, and I done grabbed my 22, and I put my hand on 20 gauge and shoot it. Timmy Joe grabbed my hand and going, shoot it, shoot it. My cousin said, shoot him. And when he had his eye like that, when he turned like that and looked at me like that, he just did his head like, no. He did it like 2 times and stopped. And he looked at me and had big hair that come off his head like that. And then all this was black skin with a big nose hole. The hose part comes straight out. Big old wide nose. And that monkey turned, he looked at me like that, and he did that. Like, don't shoot me. And all big hair on his head like that. And all this was like black skin with a big nose hole. He turned his head. There ain't no way I'd shoot him. He turned his head. I was probably from here to that tree from him. Looked like he could reach out that boat and grab me by the neck. And my cousin says, I asked my cousin, I said, Timmy Joe, I said, my cousin, what'd you see? And he says, no, what'd you see? Whispering. I said, no, please tell me what you seen. And the dude in the back of the boat says, I don't know what y'all seen, but I seen a great big monkey shaking his head. I said, thank God that someone said that, man. Because look, Timmy Joe says, thank God he said it too, man. The dude in the back of the boat says, he's whispering. He said, I don't know what y'all seen, but I seen a great big monkey shaking his head. I said, thank God that someone said that. You know what I'm saying? Timmy Joe says, man, everybody laughed, and then we got quiet. Because we really all didn't see it. We wasn't seeing someone kind of ignorant shit, you know?
Everybody saw it.
And then we got real quiet, got scared. Then, I got frightened. He did, Timmy Joe did too. Because I saw really seen that bastard.
And he said, I couldn't shoot him.
That damn monkey's bad, man. Don't know what the shit it is, but it's bad. Yeah, that damn monkey, it frightened me so much, man, I ain't gonna get my damn deer shot. I got the shit out of that dude, me and Willie. Yeah, Willie was with me that time. That ain't no shit too. And then after Katrina, I was trying to go to a place in the swamp. I was in there again, and I seen it again, and this time it was in the daytime. He's about 110 yards from me. And I'm looking at deer. I was in a damn hole I've been trying to go to, but they got this satellite thing on TV, like Google Earth, and you can see the ground, and I seen these cuts to go to this place I wanted to go to. And it was where he would always go through them trees, that big monkey thing, whatever the hell it was. And I was back there, and I had iron rods stuck on the side of the boat. And I put my gun on it, and I'd go around like that, and I'd see a deer on the island, because there's islands out there. And I'd come back around like that. And when I did, that same monkey thing was standing up, and he was holding on to a tree. And his head at least had to be 12 foot tall. But the only thing different this time, he had a shield on about that wide on his head. Had a turquoise shield on his face about that wide. Went like down like that, had two black bubbles on it. Perfectly flat. And then it went down probably 20 some inches, it went across, and it had two black bubbles on that shield. On his chest, they had squares about that long and about that deep, like them triangle things all down his body, bigger, probably 2 inches by 3 inches long. He had them triangles on his chest, like they was about that big, about that long. And he had little bitty ones on his arm, looked like his arms that big around, about 11, 12 foot tall. And then on his arms, they were smaller triangle things, and it was like color turquoise. I come back around, and that son of a bitch was, that damn monkey, whatever that thing was, kneeling down on one knee like that, holding on that tree. And right when I come in there and looking at him like that, making that next circle, that round, I could hear something going whoop, 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 whoop. And when I heard that, I looked up, it was a helicopter, like an Army helicopter, come over him. Had a big old, like a piece of pipe about that big around that come out the helicopter, and about 5 or 6 foot, and on the end of that pipe, they had a round thing, looked like a fuzzy round thing. And then in the window of it, they had some kind of thing that did this, and it was about that big around, like it had a piece of glass in it, and it had men standing in it, and they was pointing down like that, and the helicopter was right over the top of that monkey. I mean, all the leaves and them blown on them trees, and then people was doing that in the helicopter, and I'm looking at them. I quit looking at the monkey, and I'm looking at them, and the helicopter. And I didn't look at the monkey, I'm looking at them, and the helicopter was like that, and they had that round thing doing that. And the helicopter did that. It kind of did that with that big old piece of pipe sticking out of it. And it did that for a few seconds, and then the helicopter, it raised back up like that, and then like did that with that big old, that thing at the end of it, and it come back up, and it went off. It looked like it had some kind of motors this way on it, and it went wham like that. And when it did, I looked back, I put my gun back down on the ground. I mean, looked back where he's at, and he was gone. So evidently, they know about it too, they got to. And evidently, maybe the government made something and got away from them. But Russia, or because Germany, or I believe it was Germany or Russia, was inseminating monkeys with men's sperm to make some kind of warfare thing to kill for war. Semen into gorillas and monkeys trying to make some kind of warfare animal. And it might be something like that got away. If it ain't that, that so much ain't from here. So it's either something that got away from them, or it ain't from this planet. Because I ain't seeing no Sasquatch or any other kind of monkey making a shield that with them black bubbles on. I ain't going for that. That's bullshit. And evidently the government knows about it. They wouldn't come there. You know? Head this tall, that wide, with hair did that. I mean,
You found Bigfoot.
no, this son ain't from this planet. This son of a here is not from this planet, Jack. Because I done seen him more. I seen him in the daytime. I don't know what, this ain't from here, man. It ain't from this planet. I don't give a shit none of them something says. It ain't no roo-to-roo, son of a bitch. This son of a bitch was the last time I seen it, had a suit on. And there ain't no goddamn monkey gonna make no suit, didn't he?
Oh, he had a suit on?
He had a turquoise shield.
Oh, he's armored. Yep. But depending on what day of the week is what he's got, too, you know. Like I said, there's truth in everything. You just got to find out where the truth is. The truth in that story may be that he did go deep in the swamp. You know, that might be the truth.
I seen the son on the ground in the same damn place where I seen him, probably maybe 200 yards, and they had two big old burnt looking things on the ground, like something landed there or something, or the land was all tilted up with a disc or something, but there ain't no way they could do that because it's out in the middle of the goddamn swamp, man. It's 5 miles in the swamp.
I'll tell you something about Shelby. He comes up with a lot of stories about all kind of wild, bizarre things. And, you know, people I don't know if some people believe his stories or they don't believe his stories or whatever, but it's amazing because anytime Shelby told me something, it always was true. I would think that he's crazy, this couldn't happen, and I would be with him. I would and experience some things, and I would have never believed it if I wasn't with him.
I've seen things that I don't hardly ever tell anybody because everybody that says anything about it, you're automatically an imbecile or an idiot, okay? But I'm one of them, okay?
No, I didn't see a shield on the monkey. What I saw, the monkey that I saw was more like a Bigfoot that they showed.
That's what the fucking monkey had. Motherfucker, I was fucking, it's the same fucking monkey that was in the CIA place in Covington, the primate center, where the monkey come from, went to space, and where they programmed Lee Harvey Oswald to kill Kennedy. He was a double agent.
The primate center that's in Covington, Louisiana, okay? I worked there. And believe this, okay? They do experiments on these animals there that have made some of the animals there metamorphosized. People aren't making this shit up, you know? I even wonder if it's not a motherfucking alien or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. But it's not something that man has been able to track down easy. There's no corpses nowhere. You know, there's no mounds with left bones or anything like that to where you can say, well, oh, there it is. So apparently they're hiding themselves and their predecessors, okay, so that there's no evidence of them being anywhere around because they don't want to be seen.
And they bring that moss bug in there and chain that son down and bring him out. And then turn him loose because I don't want them people to have that. I don't want nobody to have that monkey alive. I mean, put him in a cage. But I like to film it catching him and letting him go, piss him off.
I just don't think that they're from this planet. You know, it's too mysterious. You know, and they move too fast.
I don't believe it's from this. It ain't from this planet, I don't think.
That's where I come in with the thing that it's monkey-like and it goes into the trees and moves through the trees is why they don't see it because they film it down lower. My personal opinion is that it's an alien. That's my personal opinion, okay?
And I've been in the swamp all my life, and I got trees that I sleep in 80, 90 feet in the air, and sometimes I go in them trees right after I spike them, there'd be big old long hair, about that long, black hair, big scratch marks on the trees. I got pictures of it where they scratch that tree. And after I seen that, I said, man, that damn monkey. And I'd never be scared when I'd be by myself in there. But every time I'd bring someone with me, I'd always get scared after that. Every time, bad scared.
I'm gonna say I have been in the woods and get in a certain place and everything goes quiet. You don't hear a peep, and then all of a sudden you smell like you standing in the middle of a dog pen with a bunch of wet dogs with a skunk hanging around your neck. Just the awfulest rotten egg smell, and it sends chills up my spine talking about it.
Yeah, so just come out here and visit me, don't holler at me. I blow the woods down, waist high. Shotgun, 30-06, the pistol, whatever I got in my hand. It's in danger zone if you don't come up here, Junior. And holler for you, at least holler a couple of 100 yards anyway where I can hear your ass. Don't be sneaking up on me. If I'm around a gun, it's trying to scare me. Someone's gonna get hurt. They had people come down here that look for that Sasquatch and want me to bring them down here. I wouldn't bring them down there and show them down. I told them, going down the road, you might see him waving at you. I wouldn't bring them down there with that. I don't want them to catch him and put him in some kind of cage or something. Tranquilize that son of a bitch. I got that buggy right there. I could tranquilize him and then go pick him up on that buggy. Might be good, man, but don't keep him. Just have him for a little bit and let him go. I seen this movie on TV where in New York or something, when they had that alien show, that this son of a bitch's spaceship come out of these big old round tunnels. And I got on this Google Earth and looked by the causeway. This dude, another friend of mine, was driving the policy for the causeway. Said he couldn't drive. They had to redirect the causeway because the logs, they couldn't drive for the logs. Well, I got to looking on that Google Earth thing. It looked just like logs laying all the way down that crossway from one side of the lake to the other. And I got to looking at them and zooming it in. And the damn cars at least 18 foot long. Well, these damn things is about a mile wide and 4 miles long. And you can see it on that damn Google Earth thing under that waterman. So there's something that ain't right to that. And I see things go down in the lake all the time, lights. They could go and they just go down in the water. Now that ain't right. But the lake ain't that deep. I want to go over there to where that causeway where it's showing that stuff and dive on it or put my camera on it and see what that is. Because on this end of it, they're all out of the ground. The other end, they keep going in the ground. They I guess cylindrical or whatever. They're the same size, perfectly, line by line. Something ain't right about it. The government knows about it. They ain't telling something. Because I was there when that Army helicopter come.